Good morning, class 12th commerce. This is your subject economics, chapter number 6, new economic policy, lecture number 7. In this lecture, we shall discuss about the merits of LPG policies and demerits of LPG policies. So, let's begin with the merits of LPG policies. First is vibrant economy. Indian economy has definitely become a more vibrant economy because overall economic activity has trended up, and this is shown by our GDP growth. Post LPG policies, the growth of GDP shot up to as high as 8% per annum. Recently, it is 5 point something. In 2020, if you take the data, it is a 5 point approx GDP of India. But if we see from 1991 to 2014-15, it has shown a tremendous change. It increased with the unexpected rate because of the LPG policies. Obviously, there are political factors, there are economic factors, there are social factors which impacts the GDP growth. But LPG policy, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization, has given a majority boost. Then industrial production. Economic reforms, or say LPG policies, have worked as a great stimulant to industrial production in the Indian economy. It is owing to these policies that the IT sector, or I should say the sunrise industry is equal to IT sector, that IT sector in India has achieved global recognition. Fine. That means our country is investing more on technology and industries. Then check on fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit refers to the borrowings. This we did in the previous class. That fiscal deficit refers to the borrowings by the government from rest of the world. Now, increasing fiscal deficit has been a serious threat to the process of investment in the Indian economy. From as high as 8.5% of GDP has been brought down to around approx 3.5% of GDP. That means fiscal deficit has decreased. Borrowings of the government has decreased. And the reason is LPG policy. Check on inflation. Owing to the greater flow of goods and services in the economy, rate of inflation has been lowered. In the economy, in the year 2011-12 to 2013-14, inflation was nearly about 6 to 9% per annum. But if we look at the data for the year 2017-18, it is estimated to be 2.9%, whereas it has increased in the current year. It may be noted that high inflation leads to a rise in the interest rate, implying rise in the cost of investment. Accordingly, growth rate is adversely impacted. So LPG policy helps in checking the inflation rate. Then consumer sovereignty. Now consumer sovereignty means offering variety of goods and services to the consumers, to the customers. Fine. So because of globalization, our country offers variety of product to the customers, to the consumers. Producers are widely responding to the consumer choice and preference. Consecutively, overall level of expenditure of the household has increased, implying a rise in the luxurious lifestyle, implying rise in the welfare status of the people. And if the expenditure increases, then one's expenditure is other person income. So if expenditure increases, the income of other also increases. Now, increase in foreign exchange reserves. Now, if you will export more, if your country is exporting more and more of goods, then definitely you are earning more and more of foreign revenue, foreign exchange. एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हो मतलब सेल कर रहे हो, सेल करने के इन रिटर्न आपको फॉरेन करेंसी मिल रही है, तो आपका फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व बढ़ रहा है. दूसरी कंट्री के लोग इंडिया में एज अ टूरिस्ट विजिट करने आते हैं, इंडिया अर्न कर रही है फॉरेन एक्सचेंज. यस, एंड दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ एलपीजी पॉलिसी. अदर कंट्री इज इन्वेस्टिंग इन योर कंट्री through FDI, FII. What your country is earning? Foreign revenue. So increase in foreign revenue, depletion of foreign revenue was one of the reason why government introduced LPG policy. And thanks to this policy, that foreign reserve have now reached a comfortable level. Then flow of private foreign investment. Private foreign investment has taken a huge jump after adoption of LPG policy. Domestic economy was not generating surplus for reinvestment. Technology was getting obsolete. So because of liberalization, privatization and globalization, FDI, FII has increased. And because of increase in investment, there is more production, more GDP, more growth, more profit. Now shift from monopoly market to competitive market. Launch of LPG policy has caused a significant shift in the structure of Indian market. Indian market are now increasingly shedding its monopolistic character and becoming more and more competitive in nature. Earlier, Indian producers were restricted to India only. They were producing goods and services for Indians only. But now, because of LPG policy, they are trading on a global platform. That means they have to shed their monopolistic behavior and they have to become more and more competitive in nature, because now they will face a stiff competition from the foreign producers. So, owing to the LPG policy, Indian economy has definitely gained a growth momentum. Process of growth has not only accelerated, but it has become more diversified. There is a definite change in the welfare level of people. Recognition of Indian economy as emerging economic power in the world is of crucial significance. You can add points like, because of LPG policy, now there are good relation between the countries with India. India has good relation with countries like America, developed country. So LPG policy has given a major boost to the Indian economy. Now every coin has a two sides. If merits are there, then definitely negative impacts will also exist. So one first point is, Neglect of agriculture. We have studied the complete chapter economic reforms since 1991. We have studied complete LPG policy. Have you ever read a point related to agriculture? No. We were either discussing about industries or we were discussing about services. We never discussed about agriculture. Why? Because LPG policy ignored agriculture. It primarily focused on secondary and tertiary sector. And if there is slow growth of agriculture sector, it will ultimately hamper the growth of industrial sector. Because we very well know that agriculture sector supplies raw material to the industrial sector. If there is no proper raw material, definitely no proper production of goods in the industries. So first is ignorance or the neglect of agriculture. Secondly, urban concentration of growth process. LPG policies have resulted in the concentration of growth process in urban areas. If I take example of MNCs, do you ever trace MNC in the rural areas? No. MNCs you will always find in the urban areas. So, rural-urban gulf implies economic dualism, which deepens the social dualism as well. Economic and social dualism are always a big threat to the process of growth and development. Then economic colonialism. India suffered nearly 200 years of political colonialism during British rule. Now, while MNCs are expanding their economic control, we might suffer a sort of economic colonialism. Because देखो MNCs अपनी कंट्री की तो है नहीं ना, दूसरी कंट्री की कंपनीज हैं, वो हमारी इंडियन मार्केट को एक्सप्लॉइट करे जा रही हैं, अपने कंट्री के प्रोडक्ट्स बेचे जा रही हैं. डोमेस्टिक प्रोड्यूसर्स जो हैं, दे आर वेरी पुअर इन कॉम्पिटिटिव स्ट्रेंथ. सो कहीं ना कहीं वो कॉलोनियलिज्म, वो इकोनॉमिक पावर दूसरी कंट्री की वापस से हमारी इंडिया में आ रही है. वापस से वो अपना एक बिग कॉइन सेट कर रही है इंडिया में. इंडिया अपनी इमेज का फिर अपनी खो रहा है. देन स्प्रेड ऑफ कंज्यूमरिज्म. Spread of MNC in the country as a consequence of LPG policy has resulted in a large-scale spread of consumerism. Variety of global brands in the market has induced the masses to become spendthrift, going beyond their means. That means global brands जो हैं वो लोगों को खर्चीला बना रही है, extravagant बना रही है. Fine. Then lopsided growth. Lopsided growth means one-sided growth. There is one-sided growth. That means IT sector is getting more focus in this LPG policy. Service sector is getting more focus, but agriculture sector is being ignored. Rising price of food grains towards the end of 2009 should serve as a wake-up call to the fact that LPG policies are almost neglecting the farming sector of the economy. So this is one-sided growth ना. आप एग्रीकल्चर को इग्नोर करके सारी ग्रोथ कर रहे हो तो एक साइडेड ग्रोथ हुई. डबल साइडेड ग्रोथ तो तब होगी जब आप एग्रीकल्चर पे फोकस करोगे. देन कल्चरल इरोजन. Globalization has led to the cultural erosion in the Indian economy. Following are some of the observation that economic prosperity has taken a lead over all the parameters of life. That means हम लोग सिर्फ ये सोच रहे हैं कि हमको रिच बनना है, लग्जरी लेनी है लाइफ की, but we are forgetting the Indian culture. We are just adopting the Western culture. Just the best example nowadays you can correlate that. Abhi there is lockdown going on. In lockdown, one thing we have realized that how to spend the amount on the basic goods. No luxury, just the basic goods. So these were the demerits. Now let's give a brief discussion over the positive impacts and negative impacts. Positive impacts: growth rate of GDP, impressive increase in the growth rate of GDP. IT industry has achieved global recognition. Increase in the government revenue, that means lowering down the fiscal deficit. Increase in the national income. Increase in the foreign exchange reserve. Flow of private and foreign investment. Recognition of India as an emerging power. Shift from monopoly market to competitive market, and decline in poverty. Negative impact: agriculture is neglected. That means it is one-sided growth, or I can say lopsided growth. Urban concentration of growth was high but neglected the rural. That means MNCs are settled in the urban area only. Infrastructure facilities are more given to urban areas only. Fine. Variety of goods and services, branded goods and services are often offered in the urban areas only. So it is somewhere urban concentration of growth process. Preference for handicrafts good were low. See, handicraft goods को कम खरीदते हैं और मशीन मेड प्रोडक्ट्स को ज़्यादा खरीदते हैं. आपने कितना देखा होगा कि संगमरमर की जो वो होती हैं डेकोरेटिव पीसेस होते हैं वो लोग कम लेते हैं, और जो आर्टिफिशियल मशीन मेड्स डेकोरेटिव्स होते हैं वो ज़्यादा लोग प्रेफर करते हैं खरीदना. देयर इज़ कल्चरल इरोजन इन द कंट्री. पीपल आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द वेस्टर्न कल्चर. दे आर फॉरगेटिंग देयर इंडियन कल्चर, एंड इट इज़ लाइक इकोनॉमिक colonialization. Again, other countries' economic power is dominating over India, and we are allowing them to dominate. See, now you will say that why are we doing so? Why are we following this? Let us stop importing the good from other countries. No, it can't be stopped. You can't stop the LPG policy. You can't abolish the LPG policy. What can be done is that if you are importing from other countries, import in a less amount. Or suppose, okay, no doubt you import as much as you want, but you make your country strong. You make your domestic production strong. You invest in your own country. Rather than investing in other countries, you invest in your own country. If our country will have a strong economic background, strong economic support, it will never get down in front of other countries. And in the Narendra Modi government, it is doing the same. Slowly and steadily, the economy is improving itself. Economy is making good relation with other economies. If you will see, before 2014, have you ever heard that any country's president or prime minister came in India, he was welcomed, in a so good way? Never. But as our country is strengthening its pillars, it's because of the right decisions, right investments, right economic power in the right way. So here we complete our chapter, New Economic Reform.